Speak Up English, the key to success.
Hey, Jake. Have you been cooking anything interesting lately?
Hey, Sophie. Yeah, actually, I've been experimenting with homemade pasta. It's a bit of work, but the taste is totally worth it. What about you?
That sounds delicious. I've been trying my hand at baking bread. There's something so satisfying about kneading dough and watching it rise.
Absolutely! Freshly baked bread smells amazing. Have you tried any special recipes?
I made a sourdough loaf last week. It was my first attempt, and it turned out pretty well. Do you have a favorite dish to cook?
I love making stir fry. It's quick, healthy, and you can throw on whatever veggies you have on hand. Plus, it's great for using up leftovers.
Stir fry is a lifesaver on busy days. Do you have a secret ingredient you always add?
I always add a splash of soy sauce and a bit of sesame oil at the end. It really enhances the flavor. How about you? Any go-to ingredients?
Garlic. I put garlic in almost everything. It adds such a rich flavor. Speaking of which, do you know why the cook was arrested?
Haha, no, why?
He was caught beating an egg.
Good one, Sophie. Speaking of eggs, have you ever tried making a souffle?
I have, but they're tricky. One time, mine deflated as soon as it came out of the oven. Have you had any cooking disasters?
Oh, plenty. Once, I tried to make a fancy dessert and ended up with a gooey mess. It tasted fine, but it looked terrible.
Haha, that happens to the best of us. But it's all part of the learning process, right?
Definitely. Each mistake is a lesson. What's the best cooking tip you've learned?
Mise en place, having everything prepped and ready before you start. It makes cooking so much smoother.
That's a great tip. For me, it's cleaning as you go. It keeps the kitchen tidy and makes the whole process more enjoyable.
Totally agree. So, what's your favorite cuisine to cook?
I love Italian food. There's something about the simplicity and freshness of the ingredients that's really appealing. You?
I'm a big fan of Mexican cuisine. The flavors are so vibrant and it's always a hit at parties. Have you ever taken a cooking class?
Yes, I took a sushi making class once. It was so fun and I learned a lot about the precision involved in making good sushi. Have you?
I did a pastry course a few years ago. It was amazing learning all the techniques for making perfect pastries and desserts. What's a dish you've always wanted to master?
Beef Wellington. It looks so impressive and delicious, but it's definitely a challenge. How about you?
I'd love to master French macarons. They're so delicate and beautiful, but also quite temperamental.
Those are definitely tricky. Have you tried making any international dishes?
Yes, I recently made a Moroccan tagine. It was packed with spices and flavors. Have you?
I've made Indian curry a few times. The layers of spices make it so flavorful. Speaking of spices, do you have a favorite?
I love cumin. It adds such a warm, earthy flavor. You?
Paprika for me. It adds a nice depth and smokiness. What's your favorite meal of the day to cook?
I love making breakfast. There's something special about starting the day with a good meal. What about you?
Dinner is my favorite. It's when I can really get creative and try new recipes.
That's awesome. Do you follow recipes strictly, or do you like to improvise?
I usually start with a recipe, but I like to improvise and make it my own. How about you?
Same here. I think cooking is more fun when you add your own twist to things.